everyone in the film is a little bit the same. Like everyone is not necessarily a villain.
Emma, Leela, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thanks so
having us.
much.
Honestly, it is hard not to fall in love with Lesbian Space Princess. Almost instantly fall in love with this film. It is so funny and so much fun. Where did it come from?
It was a shower thought.
It was a what? Sorry?
A shower thought?
Sure?
Yeah. There was this opportunity to apply with a feature film concept if you'd never made one before, where we're from in South Australia, and then I was having a shower. We're a couple, by the way. And in the fog emerged lesbian space princess, and I ran out naked, dripping hair in a towel, and I was like, babe, I got it, lesbian space princess, let's make it.
Yeah. And then we kind of built the film from the title, and then like we because we're a couple, I think we also just tried to put so much of ourselves into it as well. And also just work with like actors and animators that we thought were really cool and funny.
It all works. It all works. Your shower thoughts should be like make sure you make notes because this was
Have
great.
you had some great shower thoughts that have led to something?
Not this good. Not
Okay.
usually they're anxiety riddled panic attacks of
Okay. Same a lot of the time, yeah. But sometimes I'm also in there and I'm like, wow, this is like a tiny waterfall that we have built in our own homes. And sometimes I sit there just being like, whoa, like it's weird. It's like this little room and it's a constructed waterfall. Anyways, we don't need to talk about showers.
I've never thought of it. It's such a beautiful experience now. I never really thought of it that way. Um, you said working with the animators, but the visual style feels so unique. Like, were there some influences that you had in building this world?
Yeah, the style is because I'm an animator. It's kind of based off the style that I used when I was doing comics in university. And the idea is it's like Adventure Time meets Invader Zim for a unique queer lens. Yeah. And then combining that with the wacky world of Leela's comedy.
But the visual style is all Emma because it's like I think what makes it unique is that she is an animator and she has brought like her own creative visual language and taste to the film, and I think that that's ultimately working with making an animation with an animator always a good move, always a wise choice.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mentioned panic-induced anxiety attacks or something,
Yeah.
but I love that this film is sort of wrestling with the topic of mental health amongst so many of its other issues. Why was that so important for you both to bring into this film for these characters?
Yeah, I think we just felt like it was very true to how our brains work, and we just wanted to showcase anxiety in a way where there was a character that was still always moving forward through the anxiety. And we also like that she cries a lot as well. I think we don't need to define ourselves by our anxiety or by our struggles. And I think especially for the queer community, seeing characters that have their own struggles, but are still like a character you can like, I guess, admire as the hero of the story. We were really passionate about that.
I love that there's sort of this shadow self that she's dealing with along. Is it Syra? Am I saying Syra?
No, Syra,
Syra.
yeah.
Syra. Okay. I don't want to be like the ship, so I want to make sure I pronounce it well. But maybe I wasn't listening. I mean, maybe that was the problem along the way. Um, but yeah, absolutely. I love that, and I love the conversation around safe spaces because certainly as she's leaving Clitopian space and into I think it was called normie space. I that's what I saw on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what does it mean to you both to find and create those safe spaces? What does it take? What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we made it in like a safety bubble that we created. We were in this tiny office with artists that we really admired. And, you know, they felt the same way as well. So they felt comfortable pitching ideas and being funny with us. And I think like it's also important to go out of the safety bubble as well. Like that's what Syra has to do is she has to leave her bubble. And you know, it's important, I feel like, as queer people and young people to have uncomfortable conversations with people outside of your safety bubble as well, because then change can happen if we're not all just segregated to our echo chambers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And this conversation about coming into power, um, is so important in a film like this. It's so important in a film like this. What does that mean to you, and as in terms of these characters, or in the queer community?
I think that it can be so unique to each individual person. Like, I think that like coming into your power is going to look different and feel different for every single person. And so, I think it's just about finding it in your own time. And like, I don't know, I feel like I'm maybe rambling, but I think it's something that you can't answer for other people, I think. I hope the film encourages people to take a look at themselves and whether they are doing that for themselves. But, you know, it's an interesting thing. You can't actually ever help another person make those calls for themselves and put themselves in their own power. Does that make any sense?
Well, it's like Blade says in the movie, if you can't make, no, if there's no room to be yourself, fuck it. Go out and make it yourself, girl. Like, I feel like it's something that we always struggle with. I feel like holding your power is like a muscle that you constantly have to flex and practice because if you don't, then things, you know, it's always hard and it never ends.
And yeah, because in the movie, it's like she kind of has moments where she comes into it, and then like that we call it the head monster. You said shadow self. We called it the head monster a lot of the time would just kind of show up again. And obviously, the movie finishes in on a positive note, but we imagine that for that character, you know, it's not just like one and done. Her whole life will be this kind of balance of like figuring out how to balance that voice in your head, and choose to sort of be the one still having the last say.
Yeah, I love that Labrise. I'm gonna say it's a Labrise. How it comes and then it disappears, comes and goes. That it's not. I like that you say it's not a one and done because so much of, I want to say coming of age, but or coming into power, stepping into power, whatever, however you want to describe it, it is a back and forth. It is a back and forth, and not and I think that this film does a good job of portraying that. But uh,
Absolutely. It's weird. I think when you're in your 20s, you start to feel really confident and you'll be like, oh, I feel so confident. I'm in my 30s now and they're still in her 20s. But it's this weird like betrayal when you get to a certain point and you're feeling so good. And then you get to another point in life and you're like, no, now I don't feel good. That's not fair. Like I thought that I'd found it. I thought that I had it. And like I always it's like the
Mm.
sad realization that life is very much like up and down, and up and down is like a interesting thing to learn in life.
Yeah, life is not a linear progression.
I mean, I'm in my 40s, so I'm still having the same questions. So it doesn't even get any easier when you get past that. You're right.
I've heard some people in their 70s though say that they're really happy. So maybe let's just
With
make it to our 70s, you
one
know.
day, one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to ask, and is about the straight white malians. Can you talk about the evolution of these characters? Because maybe because I am one, but I'm just saying, like, I'm watching these characters, and I love that you explore their toxicity and their naivety at the same time in these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we love the stray white malians because it's their character arc is like a perfect mirror of Syra's character arc, and ultimately they're there to we make fun of them, but they've got a very sweet story where they have a lot to relate to with Syra, and it's about like these two different communities, lesbians and incels, share more in common than we might realize, maybe.
And in the world that we created, like in some ways, like you can watch the movie and really empathize with the maliens, no matter where you're coming from, if you're a part of the queer community or you're a straight white man seeing the film, because in the world we've created, they are a minority. Like, they are a minority in this world. And so like they have a lot of the struggles that we like imagine we have in real life. And so it's this weird flip of like everything. And there's a kind of a lot going on in terms of they represent almost like multiple things, like the straight white malians.
Yeah, they're awful, but they're also not entirely villains. Like it's very interesting to see how that plays out. It's a like you said, as their arc plays out, but um it's not their story, of course, but it is interesting to see that they still have one.
And we love that everyone in the film is a little bit the same. Like everyone is not necessarily a villain. They're like, but they are like they have their flaws as characters. But like really the main antagonist of the film is that like head monster, that shadow self, and that's like the way that we see the story. And then the other characters are almost like they're not villains, they're just kind of annoying for the main characters more than
Mhm.
anything.
Such as the people in life.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not really villains, they're just more annoying.
Yeah.
Um, as they are. Um, yeah, I really I appreciate that about this film. But I mean, for the two of you, you say you put a lot of your own journeys into this. What parts of who you are and your relationship and just in yourselves did you feel was most important for you to step into with this film?
Well, the anxiety part. We are very anxious. As like even like as I do this interview, I feel like I can hear my inner self being like, "What are you saying? What are you doing? Why are you talking?" And so I think like showcasing that like anxiety part of it, like there's a lot of us in that. And then obviously you want to show like the lighter sides as well. Like I think in Syra and Willow, there's a lot of the two of us. We say that Syra and Willow are like really like a mix of the two of us. And then on creative sense, like there's so much of us. Like the songs are mine because I write songs, and then you're the
Yeah, and
animator.
I was the lead animator. We were working with two animators, but I did some of the animation myself. Yeah.
Well,
It's a
honestly,
weird vomit of us. It's a strange way to describe it, but it's like I say the movie is a strange vomit of the two of us.
uh, you know what? I think that's amazing because this film is just it's so much there's so much joy in this film from beginning to end. Honestly, you both are amazing, and the film is so funny.
Although I do have to always say that it's so important to acknowledge that like that feeling is always like your crew and your cast as well and your whole team. And I think that the joy that you feel in it is the joy that we had working with the team that we had because they were all such cheeky, funny, strange little
Beans.
guys. Like yeah, so there's so much of us in it, but there's also so much of it in it that is also like not us. Like, there's like it feels like it's a vomit of all of our team together.
A
Sorry.
communal
A communal
vomit.
vomit. Yeah. With us knowing exactly how to steer and shape that vomit. But anyways, that's a
Yeah,
strange I wish.
we were like, eat some more Skittles.
Yeah, yeah.
I, I don't think I've ever heard anybody quite refer to their films as lovable vomit before, but I
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
I love that. I love that. And it's such in keeping with the spirit of this piece, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, what as we just start to wrap, what do you both hope people take away from Lesbian Space Princess?
For me, I hope that like laughter, like I really hope like a little bit of fun and escapism and a laugh. Like I know that that's something I was always passionate about, hoping that would be the experience of watching the movie.
And for me, I hope it's about like queer nerds feeling seen. It's the film for me was like a lighthouse kind of sending out a beacon, like, hello, is anybody else there? Does anyone want this? And then it's like the community who have embraced the movie have been like, yes. So yeah, the idea of just feeling not alone in terms of being a queerdo.
I love it so much. Thank you, honestly, Emma, Leela. The film is such a joy, and it's a joy to chat with you. I absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. And sorry about us and
Mm.
our talking and words.
Yeah.
Just joking.
For what? There's nothing to apologize for.
Sorry about
This is
bombing.
this is incredible television right here. This is so good.
Anyways, we're not allowed to say sorry, but yes, thank you so much for putting with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm
Honestly,
having goodbyes. I'm sorry.
you two are amazing. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.